안녕하세요. 코치텐입니다. 기억영어 스노우볼 챌린지 48회차 진행하겠습니다. 오늘은요, 직원 휴게실 마지막 시간이고요. 기억 폴더가 5개입니다. 그래서 5개 먼저 할 거고, 그 다음에 우리 회사에 있는 사무실, 그 다음에 미팅룸, 그 다음에 직원 휴게실 다 묶어서 한번 도전을 해볼게요. 바로 갈게요. 자, 갑니다. 자, 일단 5개가 어떻게 되냐면 직원 휴게실에 있는 거 싱크대, 그 다음에 싱크대, 그 다음에 유리컵, 접시, 포크랑 나이프, 그리고 쓰레기통. 이렇게 5개입니다. 자, 하나씩 갈게요. 준비, go. I go to the sink, I turn on the water, I wash the dishes, I turn off the water. I pick up a glass cup, I use the glass cup, I pour some orange juice into the cup, I drink some orange juice. I pick up a plate, I use the plate, I put the toast on the plate, and I enjoy the toast. I pick up a knife and fork and knife. I use the fork and knife. I eat the toast with jam to use the fork and knife. I go to the trash can, I open the trash can, I throw the trash into the trash can, I close the trash can. 됐습니다. 네, 예전에 나왔던 거 그냥 그대로 갖고 와서 쓰시면 됩니다. 자, 기억 폴더가 공간이 총 3개입니다. 사무실, 미팅룸, 그 다음에 직원 휴게실. 자, 바로 가볼게요. 준비할 말 떠올리고. 준비, go. I go to the office, I get into the office, I go to my desk, I sit down at the desk, I get ready to work. I pick up my ID card, I put on my ID card around my neck, I use my ID card, I clock in, I clock out. I turn on my computer, I check my emails, I turn off my computers, I make a proposal to use my computers. I pick up a pen, I use the pen, I draw a mind map with the pen. I make a business plan, I use Excel, I use PowerPoint, the software program, and I print out the business plan. There is a calendar on the desk. I look at the calendar, I check the dates on the calendar, I check my meeting schedule with my client. There are some business cards on the table, on the desk. I pick up my wallet, I open my wallet, I put some business card into my wallet. I meet my coworkers, I see my coworkers, I say hello to them, I have a small talk with them. I go to the printer, I wait for a moment, I use the printer, I press the button, I copy the business plan. I go to the fax machine, I wait for a moment, it's my turn, I receive the fax from my customers, I send the fax to my customer. I go to the meeting room, I open the door, I get into the meeting room, I close the door. I turn on the light, I turn off the light, I turn on the switch in the meeting room, I turn off the switch in the meeting room. I stand in front of the reservation board, I look at the reservation board, I check the reservation situation, and I write down my name and time on the board. I book a meeting room. I go to the desk, it's time, I go to the desk, I sit down at the desk, I get ready for the meeting with my clients. I bring my computers to the table, I turn on my computers, I search for the presentation files, and I use the PowerPoint, I close my computer. I turn on the beam projector, I use the beam projector, I connect the beam projector to my computers, and I turn off the beam projector. I pick up a microphone, I use the microphone, I turn on the microphone, I turn off the microphone. I pick up a laser pointer, I use the laser pointer, I press the button, I keep holding on it. I go to the whiteboard, I stand in front of the whiteboard, I pick up a marker, I write down my ideas, I draw a mind map on the board. I pick up a marker, I use the marker, I pick up an eraser, I use the eraser. I go to the step lounge, the break room, I get into the break room. I go to the water purifier, I press the button, I use the water purifier, I drink some water. I pick up a coffee mix, I open the coffee mix, I pour the coffee mix into the cup, I pour hot water into the cup, I stir it, I make a cup of coffee, I drink a cup of coffee. And I pick up a paper cup, I use the paper cup, I pour some water into the cup, I drink some water. I go to the refrigerator, I open the refrigerator, I take out the orange juice bottle, I close the refrigerator. There are some snacks on the trolley next to the refrigerator. I go to the trolley, I pick up some snacks, open the snacks, I eat some snacks. I use the toaster, I put 2 slices of bread into the toaster, I make a toast, I eat some toast. I go to the coffee machine, I press the button, I use the coffee machine, I make a cup of coffee, I drink a cup of coffee. I go to the sink, I turn on the water, I wash the dishes, I turn off the water. I pick up a glass cup, I pour the orange juice into the cup, I drink some orange juice. I pick up a plate, I use the plate, I put the toast on the plate, I enjoy the toast. I pick up a fork and knife, I use the fork and knife, I eat the toast with jam, to use fork and knife. I go to the trash can, open the trash can, I throw the trash into the trash can, I close the trash can. 됐습니다. 네, 양이 좀 많지만 잘 끝냈네요. 네, 그러면 이렇게 해서 마무리하겠습니다. 감사합니다.